Hi everybody, I'm Ryan. Today we're going to look at Grixis Affinity in Pauper and how to sideboard against the top 10 most popular decks. This is an incredibly versatile deck, and there's a lot of ways that you can sideboard that might be deemed correct, but this is how I do it. Here we go. The most popular deck in Pauper is Burn. So we are going to bring in our 4 Hydroblasts against Burn. I also think Negate is fine against Burn because being able to take out one of their cards that lets them draw cards, or one of their cards that like a Fire Blast or something like that is really, really solid. And we're going to bring in Karklan Shaman because of Kadotha Rebirth. Being able to remove their creatures is really powerful. We're going to be taking out cards that let you go long. I'm not interested in Blood Fountain because the activated ability is not great, and getting Frogmite out a turn earlier isn't quite the best thing in the world, especially since it can't really block their prowess creatures. And we're going to be cutting cards that do little to nothing. I think Ichor Wellspring is only fine in the matchup. We don't really get the ball rolling that well, and if we can get the ball rolling, then we probably win anyway. The second most popular deck in Pauper is the Mirror Match. In the Mirror Match, we're bringing in Gorilla Shaman. Gorilla Shaman is really solid because it can snipe an artifact here or there, but mostly 1 mana being able to kill these non-indestructible lands is pretty powerful. And we're bringing in Chainer's Edict. Chainer's Edict is because we don't have a ton of creatures, and being able to take out those creatures is really strong, especially since the games often go long and you can flashback there. And Negate, because if you can stop one of these draw spells, especially ones that sack artifacts or anything like that, it can put you really, really far ahead in the matchup. We're going to be taking out Karklan Shaman. It doesn't really kill anything. And Chromatic Star. We have plenty of artifacts that we can sacrifice to these cards. I'm not super worried about drawing a little bit extra. And we really want the Blood Fountains in the late game. This is how I sideboard in the Mirror Match. The third most popular deck is the blue-black tempo deck. Obviously, we're bringing in the Pyroblast so we can win the Counter War, maybe kill Tolarian Terror or anything like that. Chainer's Edict because they don't have a lot of creatures, and one of the creatures has Ward. It's really annoying to kill, so having Chainer's Edict is really solid. Negate to try to win those Counter Wars, and Nihil Spellbond to make it really difficult to cast these creatures. Now, Galvanic Blast is obviously awful in the matchup because it doesn't actually kill anything by itself. We're going to also take out the Karklan Shaman because it also doesn't kill anything. And then we're going to shave one of each of these artifacts because they're all fine in the matchup, but none of them really shine very well. The fourth most popular deck is Boggles. We are going to side in our Karklan Shaman to see if we can snipe a Boggle early on. We're going to side in Chainer's Edict, obviously, because we can kill things without needing to target. And side in Negate, just to try to stop those big mana enchantments from entering the battlefield. And then we are obviously siding out the 4 Galvanic Blasts because it doesn't actually hit anything. Against Caw Gates, we are going to bring in the Pyroblast so we can win our Counter Wars. We're going to bring in the Nihil Spellbomb so that, the Sacred Cat and the Prismatic Strands doesn't actually come back. And even though they play Squadron Hawk, I actually like Chainer's Edict a reasonable amount as well, especially being able to take out Guardian of the Guild Pact. Negate's not bad as well. We're going to bring out Karklan Shaman. Going to bring out a Chromatic Stars, similar to why we bring out the Chromatic Stars against Affinity. And we're going to cut the Blood Fountains. While it feels like the game would go long against a blue-white control deck, often they're trying to kill you very, very quickly, so and they don't really kill our stuff. So being able to get things back with Blood Fountain isn't really a thing in the matchup. The next most popular deck is Ephemerate Tron. Against Ephemerate Tron, we are going to be bringing in our Pyroblast because most of their spells are actually blue. We're going to bring in Negate because most of their stuff are just actual spells. I like Chainer's Edict because they don't have a lot of creatures, but the creatures themselves are pretty powerful. Against Ephemerate Tron, we're taking out our Karklan Shaman and then shaving again on these small artifacts. Against the Walls combo deck, we are bringing in Karklan Shaman because being able to just wipe their board by maintaining priority and sacking a bunch of artifacts is super powerful. I like Chainer's Edict because they're mostly a creature deck and every single one of the creatures really matters. And we're taking out the Blood Fountains because games often don't go long. You pretty much know who's going to win by turn 4 or 5. And applying a Frogmite to the battlefield earlier doesn't really matter. Against the Boros Bully deck, we were bringing in our Hydroblast because a lot of their spells are red. Bringing in Chainer's Edict because they don't have a lot of creatures, but the creatures that they have are really powerful. And we're bringing out Karklan Shaman. Half of their creatures are flying, so it's just not good enough. And we're taking out these small mana artifacts. The game does not go long with Blood Fountain, and being able to play a 2/2 earlier is not that strong. And Ichor Wellspring is just better than Chromatic Star. And then the 9th and 10th most popular deck are both Ephemerate decks, Naya and 4-color Ephemerate. Unfortunately, these decks are really heavy initiative decks, so we kind of just have to try to deal with the creatures and hope for the best. We're bringing in Chainer's Edict, and unfortunately, that's all we got for these initiative decks. We're bringing out Karklan Shaman. Their toughness of most of the creatures are just too high, and we're going to take out just 1 Blood Fountain because these matchups go real quick. So there you have the sideboard guide, how I sideboard with the Grixis Affinity deck in Pauper. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.